go. 5 lights. And away we go. Edge on pole position. Off they go, and I see he's got a decent start there. Edge got a very good one. He's clear into turn 1. Into 3rd place by the looks of it goes Silver.
Oh, and there's a car off! It's knocked Thomas into the wall. He lost a bit of his front wing.
All sorts of fun and games going on into the fast chicane there. Rev. Oh, and OceanChief get together! And off goes Ocean into the wall. So Edge,
He's getting into the nose.
about a half a second ahead of Sergio. Sergio's running a little bit wide, hitting the wall on the inside. That was a big impact. I'm not sure whether it got any of the front wing. It looked like he might have been alright. Very close now. Copy having to go to the outside of Babs as they run through turn 8 absolutely side by side. And I think he might just have this sort of side by side on the exit. They're going to be side by side, I think, all the way up towards the far chicane. Who's going to blink here? Bance on the outside, Copy on the inside. Bance. It's that time of the week once again, folks. Welcome along. SLR Tier 1. It's Hockenheim. It is qualifying. It is Terra Incognita. And it is Thimo Brown. How's it going, Thimo?
Hello. It's going really well, and I'm looking forward to this race. We've had on the EGL channel our fair share of good Hockenheim races in the past. It was host to, I think, at least one EGL tournament race, and I really like this track just as from a spectator perspective. There's long straights, there's lots of overtaking opportunities, sometimes there's a bit of chaos, so I think we might get a good one. Also, the grid is fairly full today, with 17 drivers.
Yeah, we got 17 drivers. We don't, though, unfortunately have last season's winner here, Mr. Astro Boys, who was a little bit of a naughty boy over the last few races. He's picked up a few penalty points, and so he is going to be sitting this one out. So an opportunity maybe for somebody else to step up. We got a bunch of other fast drivers as well. We have Bailey Thompson as we watch Triton and Icewind do the big tyre warming. They're both, I think, on hard tyres because they're not going to be wanting to start the race on the soft tyres. We've got Icewind himself. We've got Jensen, who's always fast. We've got Bailey, as I mentioned. We've got Speedy. We got Light Cruiser. I mean, most of the grid, to be fair, is pretty fast today, so I think it's going to be one of those races where everyone at the front, a little bit like last week, is going to be in a pack for a while, and that is what we want to see.
The thing we don't have is my controller, though.
You still don't have it? Oh no.
No, I don't.
Timo's going to have to use his wheel to operate the camera. It's going to be fun as Icewind makes a complete mess of turn 2, and that will be the end of that lap. Everyone, well, not everyone, but most people have decided that they are not going to want to qualify on the softs today.
Ha! I found it.
Hey, there we go. They put the hard tyres on, so all but 4 people at the start of this qualifying session just going out on some hard tyres, and I assume what they're doing is just doing a few laps. I don't think they'll be doing any qualifying laps for a while, and they're going to go as fast as they can on the medium tyre at the end of the session.
Yeah, that's certainly the tactic to go. Hockenheim tyred quite a bit higher than the last tracks we had, like compared to Silverstone or France, where we could easily do the softs to medium one stop, or not easily, but comfortably, I would say. Meanwhile, on this track, mediums to hard seems like the strat to go, and we can see that, and someone goes very off there. That's Slash LP.
who we've seen him do that. Well, we saw him do that specifically on lap 1 in Canada, but this time there wasn't a car right there as he was rejoining, so Slash got away with that one. Speedy does a 1 minute 12.8. He's fastest of all. Fastest before that, and P2 at the moment is Miloš Martika. He's continuing his form from the Polish League Division 4 and into SLR Tier 1.
OceanChief on provisional pole.
There we go with the
rare side.
With the 4/10 faster than Speedy. That's on pure pace. No, it's actually because he's on soft tyres and Speedy's on hard tyres. But you know, we can.
You can't know that for sure just because it's 100% true. Oh, the rev bug.
Welcome people in chat. Quentin's Producties. Why is the title F2? It shouldn't be any more. I think that's because the scheduling was, or rather because we started a little bit early. But I think it should be the right title now. Okay, that's good.
I just checked it, yeah.
But yeah, it was F2. So it should be fixed now. And Elementrix cheering. Well, it's not. She's not cheering Wimpy on today. Wimpy is himself, I believe, crew chief for this man here, Mr. OceanChief, and also for Icewind, perhaps as well.
So she's professionally cheering for the person professionally cheering for OceanChief.
Pretty much.
And OceanChief does into the pits. Meanwhile, the guys on hards, I expect, will do like 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 laps just to get a feel for the track and get closer to the end of that session when the track grip is really there and you can drive quicker just in general, so that the medium lap will be under optimal conditions and so that they can start on mediums. And it's, if you compare this to SLR tier 2, it's really a difference. I think there were like 3 or there was definitely a lack of drivers who did the hard runs.
Triton going very wide in the... oh, in fact, is this Triton or is this Popo? Yeah, it is Triton, yeah, sorry. The Triton going wide at the stats curve, he's going to go into the pits. But yeah, I think you're right about... I mean, that is what people are doing in qualifying. I think the mediums, because the softs, how long do the softs last? They last like 8 laps or something. It's not very long at all.
Yeah, something like that. They just fall apart after that and you can't do anything with them, so it's far more beneficial to just go out there on the hards, get some mileage in, and then go onto the mediums. Get that sweet one-stop strategy, even though it's not a very slow or long pit lane. I still think the one-stop is by far the best strategy.
Yeah, I think it probably is as well. Yeah, just because you're not using those soft tires, and the soft tires, they don't last very long. They're quite a bit faster than the mediums and the hards, but they don't make up for an extra pit stop because you're only on them for a few laps. So you don't really want to be on them at all in the race, and that means that you don't really want to be on them at all in qualifying either.
One thing that just came to my mind that might be kind of funny is that OceanChief and NJJ might be screwed because their soft laps are too good. I assume they did them because they wanted to qualify like P11 and 12, like close to that. But
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
They might actually stay in the top 10 if you
yeah, it's possible. I mean, equally, it might be that they do such good laps that they're at the front of the field, and if they're at the front of the field, you probably, you're okay starting on the softs if you're at the front of the field. You just do a pit stop relatively early, you go to the back, but you have fresher tires than everyone else, and it's not too much of a disadvantage. But yeah, you're right. If they've done good enough laps that they're going to be in towards the back end of the top 10 on those soft tires, that's big trouble for them.
Yeah, I feel like they might have a problem here. Yeah. Underestimated their own abilities and might pay the price now. Icewind on the mediums now, okay. La Cruiser's also in the pits.
Yeah, nobody's gotten out just yet. I mean, it's really interesting with the strategy because if you just do the medium lap at the end of the session, as we've lost Pixel.
Pixel, yeah.
And yeah, he stopped in the exit of turn 2. So hopefully he's not disqualified.
I doubt that. I don't know what that all is about though.
Yep, he's disqualified. So Dead Pixel going to be starting at the back. Rip. So AI decides to stop on track and disqualifies Dead Pixel.
Cool. So, Popo's still going around. Triton has failed to set a lap yet. I wonder when the medium runners are going to go out.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't finish my thought, did I? Which was that if you just do the medium lap at the end, then you basically are doing a one-shot qualifying. That you only have one lap if you're doing that, and that is pretty risky. I mean, we saw in the 2SRL Britain race last week that even even in conditions where you're forced to do a one-stop, it can shuffle up the grid quite a bit, because if you get that lap wrong, and several of the fast boys did get that lap wrong, then you get a very topsy-turvy grid. You were at the front, Thimo. That's
well, not at the front really, but I was like, compared to my normal P14 to P18 qualifying, I was at the front.
yeah, absolutely. But
Because I got my lap right, and I was driving it, and I was like, I really want to get this right. And then I heard on the voice that like more and more people invalidated, and was, well, maybe I can just tune down the pushing a little bit to do a safe lap, and that worked out in the end.
yeah, it certainly did.
And it might be funny as well. Like Cruiser and Cursed are already going out on medium, so I assume they're going to do their laps, and if they are not happy with where they end up, they'll go on softs. That's what I
pretty much
assume.
That's the big brain strategy. I think you lose a little bit of time on the mediums, as we NJJ lagging quite a bit as he goes around the last few
that's why
corners.
I wouldn't do that. It's a big brain strategy.
But yeah, you do, as OceanChief improves on his lap a little bit. He's in a 12.3 now.
Yeah, he must be thinking he's migrating host or something, because he's still P1.
So, NJJ has decided. I assume he went into the pit so he could leave and rejoin, and maybe get a little bit better of a connection. So hopefully he is able to do that. And yeah, there's a few people who, well, there's Triton who hasn't set a lap at all. He's still in the pit, so he's only going to do one run by the looks of things on the medium tyre. Bunch of other people still in the pit. Pretorius is out on track, so is Milos Martika. He goes into the stadium section. Now 6/10 up on his best lap, as you probably would expect. Other lap was set on hard tyres. He's 6/10 up, so he's going to be in and around the top 3, I would have thought, with the amount of time you can gain in this final sector as well. Through the last corner he goes. Is it a valid lap? He's going to cross the line. He's going to do 1 minute 12.598, which puts him only just behind Speedy and NJJ.
Ah, it was a really good lap. Out of Pretorius as well. Wait.
Yeah, Pretorius just finished his lap. I thought he was on an out lap, but he was actually on a hot lap by the looks of things. So he's done a 12.9 as a Williams goes into the wall. Bascodinho on the exit of turn 8. He's going to have to get that one turned around.
Oh, McLaren with some technical issues. They've apparently reverted back to the 1864 spec. Because Triton is reporting that his car is only is double upshifting and double downshifting for some reason on some occasions.
Well, the 1864 spec, I think it's 1 horsepower, because it's actually a horse at the front of the car. I think that's how that works.
That's far less funny than I found it to be. I'm kind of ashamed that I laughed at that.
It wasn't that funny. I'm not going to lie. It was funnier in my head, but there you go.
Oh, Bascodinho!
Oh, Bascodinho again. Oh dear, as Milos goes into the pits. Oh yeah, that's facing the wrong way. Turn 1, he did either a Bottas or a Hamilton. Let's turn back around very nicely. Dead Pixel obviously having... The Pixel in chat obviously having issues with his connection, and having to start at the back, unfortunately. I guess it was connection related.
Yeah, I'll go on board with our favorite orange horse carriage to see how the shifting works. So apparently it's inconsistent. Right now it looks like everything's fine for Triton.
Ooh, light cruiser with a fast lap. 1 minute 12.3 on the medium tyres. Icewind beats it immediately though. 1 minute 12.0. So people looking to get into the 11s on those medium tyres. I would expect pole to be, I don't know, low 11, mid 11 maybe, something like that. Don't know.
pole might actually be a medium time, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I think it probably will be. I mean, there's only 4 people it looks like are going to do soft laps at all.
Yeah.
Speedy into the stadium section. I'm expecting this to be the fastest lap of the session so far. We've got yellows everywhere apparently, don't know what for. Through the last couple of corners goes Speedy. And is this going to be a 1 minute 11? It is not quite going to be a 1 minute 11, a 12.0.
And meanwhile Triton is setting himself up for his flying lap, and let's see how that works for him.
Yeah, 3 minutes of qualifying to go, so this probably is it for Triton. This is the only lap he's going to be able to set.
A bit of a lock-up. I suppose he will probably do 2 or something, but or he could at least. So far no problems with the gearbox.
Yeah, it's been steady upshifts all the way from Triton, which is good to see. We missed Jensen doing 1 minute 12.4 as well, so he's behind OceanChief at the moment in P5.
Must be a weird feeling.
Triton then into the Mercedes curve. Just only a little bit wide there. Again, a little tiny bit of a lock-up.
And let's see how he swings it around here. NJJ on pole, he breaks into the 1 minute 11s, but that was badly needed because he's on the softs. Exactly. Oh, avoid Speedy.
Yeah, Speedy getting out of the way very nicely.
Validation.
Don't know, possibly.
Going, but it looked quite wide to me, and it puts him in P9. So that's okay, I suppose, and I take that he's already abandoned the next run, so that's it for Triton.
Speedy looks like he's going to do another lap, which is interesting because that puts another lap on the tyres. That might be okay. They are the medium tyres, they're relatively durable, and of course it's only single times wear now in qualifying. It used to be that it was the same as the race, it was 2 times, but now it's only normal wear rates compared to the race, which is double wear rates.
But also against that goes the fact that it's Speedy as driver. On
that pad. So into Mercedes curve. A little bit of a lock-up, looked okay though.
Yeah. It's been quite quick. Let me have a look at the lap data. And he's up on his time, and he'll also break into the 11s if he doesn't throw it away in this last sector. Goes a bit too much to the inside, unsettles the car stability. Let's have a look how he's sliding around. I think turns 14 and 15. Goes fairly wide, might have been invalidated. I don't think the last sector lived up to the setup. It did. Pole position for Speedy right now. And honestly, is anyone coming for his time? OceanChief might be. OceanChief is in sector 1 right now.
Yeah, Blindervink had a big crash by the looks of things on the exit of turn 1. So
Slash LP will barely improve, probably out of Danny and Popo, maybe even push, but they are really close from P11 to P14, so a 10th or something might give Slash a little jump, and it puts him into P7 even. Oh wow, that was a good good final sector compared to what he did beforehand. OceanChief is approaching the mobile one.
He's a 10th up. So OceanChief at the moment. Yeah, so OceanChief trying to get ahead of Light Cruiser by the looks of things.
Oh, cursed! To be honest, that was a cut. I wouldn't be surprised if that was an invalidation. It probably was, because he's weaving already. And he even improved. It was a 0.3. Let's take something off because of his weaving. OceanChief P5.
OceanChief, I don't think did improve. Oh, I think he did improve, but I think he invalidated. So I think that was the story with OceanChief.
Curse could have been in P4 there, I think. P5. Not P4.
Yeah, probably P5. I mean, yeah, if he improved 3/10, that's P4.
But it was a soft lap, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Yeah, so it's better for him, I suppose.
Well, no, so I mean that's bad news for Curse because he's on. Hang on, yeah, he had soft fitted. Oh, no, and he did his lap on the medium. So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I see what you were saying. So yeah, he's going to start on the mediums, which is good news for him.
Yeah, I think P5 on or P4 on softs is not a lot better, or even a little better than mediums and P9. I think he's in a fairly decent position, or I mean, at this point, it's not really that he would say, oh, he's in a good position because he's qualified on mediums. It's more that, oh, he's not in a bad position, because
Yep.
it's pretty much the default.
Yep, absolutely right. So there's your grid. Mediums is the tyre to be on. That's what nearly everyone on the grid has gone for. Speedy on pole, 1 minute 11.8, very good lap from him. NJJ in the Haas on the front row, but he is on the softs. Then it's Icewind and Light Cruiser both on mediums. OceanChief on the softs in P5. And then Jensen P6 on the mediums, everyone else on mediums. /LP, Bailey, Kirst and Pretoria. So that rounds out our top 10. Bailey maybe a little bit disappointed with that, down in P8 on a 1 minute 12.4. It's, again, one of the issues you have in qualifying when you only get one lap. You've really got to nail that one lap.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it didn't. And that might be interesting. I don't want to question his abilities seriously, but we've seen that sometimes Bailey has got some troubles with patience and getting past other drivers in situations of pressure. So not trying to talk him down, but I think this might be exciting because his driving style around other cars is, from what I've seen so far, oh, please don't. Okay, I thought we were going to get the bug again. Like his driving style is pretty Max Verstappen-ish, to be honest. Like he's very aggressive. He goes for gaps, and sometimes it goes all wrong, and sometimes it doesn't. But when it doesn't, then it's glorious. So I'm not too bothered with the fact we have him down in P8, because that means he will naturally have to overtake some people, and I look forward to see that.
Yeah, I mean we'll see what he can do. I mean we've seen that he's when he's been in traffic, he, as you said, has struggled a little bit. When he's out on his own or out up front or anything like that, he's absolutely fine. He's very, very fast, very, very consistent. But
where's Wimpy here?
Wimpy, I think, is... It's a good question. I think he's... Did he not select spectator? I thought he selected spectator. I don't know.
He did.
Yeah,
this must be a mistake. He's driving straight on.
Yeah, he shouldn't be in the race. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm afraid. Well, he'll retire his car. No doubt. Imagine he brings out a safety car. I would love to see that.
Yeah, hopefully that.
Get DQ'd from the formation lap now because he's too far back.
Yeah, getting DQ'd on the formation lap is fine though.
Yeah.
I imagine he will retire immediately as the race starts, but yeah, hopefully it doesn't cause a safety car. That would be unfortunate.
That would be hilarious. NJJ is lagging around a bit for me. Is that me or is it NJJ?
It's probably him. It was certainly him at the beginning or during qualifying.
And because Wimpy is so far back and hasn't been disqualified, everyone will have to wait a bit. And I don't think it's enough to seriously cool their tires, even though I can imagine drivers at the front maybe being a bit impatient as Wimpy takes turn 15 or 16.
Yeah, Elementrix in chat saying that he's trying to get out of it. So yeah, I think retiring is the best you can do at the beginning of the race. Here we go then, Hockenheim SLR Tier 1. We have 5 lights, and they are out. Speedy on pole position on the mediums. Can he get the jump on NJJ? It looks like it's close between them. They're too wide into turn 1. NJJ lagging about all over the place as he holds the inside there, and I think he might have it for turn 2, but then he lags back as Wimpy does indeed retire.
Okay, Triton was forced onto the grass there. I thought it was about to end in a very bad way, but it didn't.
And a contact between Bailey and a Ferrari. That was cursed, and Bailey has spun.
Oh, he spins on the grass.
Yeah, Bailey has spun.
Someone gets rear-ended there. I think it was Blind of Ink by that Vascadinia. So Bailey Thompson already down to P17. Now he'll have to recover. And I think there was a bit of a shunt at the front. I mean, no, it was just like, it looked like NJJ had... Oh my god! Jensen is off and cursed! And my voice cracks there as...
Yeah, Kirsten Jensen both. I don't know if Jensen got damage. It doesn't look like he does to me, but he's right at the back of the grid apart from Bailey Thompson. So, oh, and NJJ, something happened to
NJJ's dropping
NJJ.
down the order from P2! What a shame, he's all the way down into P16. We've already got our first 5 or 4 casualties. Wimpy doesn't really count. NJJ struggling, doesn't even get his car in the right direction here properly. Icewind is now into P2. He's following Speedy, Light Cruiser P3, OceanChief up in P4, and Pretorius hunting him. Slash LP had a very, very poor start, but with all that chaos he managed to recover and is already up the order again. NJJ now in the Sax cover. What's the yellow flags for?
Sector
Bailey
3,
Thompson. Oh,
NJJ I
no.
think is struggling. Bailey gets himself a penalty,
And,
which is bad news
Jensen
for him.
on the inside of Kirst into turn 2, and looks like he'll have him. Yeah. So now the Mercedes getting past the Ferrari, and there's a fighting up for P10.
Yeah.
Blindevik on the inside, and oh no!
All
Popo
sorts
misses
of
his braking
contact.
point
Yeah,
a bit.
there was Blindevik and Bascodino who made contact, and then Popo didn't quite know what to do, and I think he panicked a little bit and went into the back of them.
Yeah.
I think no harm done particularly. There might be a little bit of wing gone, but now...
Wow. Blindevik. Oh no, he hits Popo!
Oh,
And
wow.
Jensen slips through. Jensen up into P10. That's 2 for the price of nothing.
And Kirst lost his front wing there because he went into the back of that little incident as
Oh
well.
no.
So Kirst
That's chaotic.
having all sorts of bad luck at the beginning of this race. The top 3 though, making a little bit of a break. Speedy from Icewind from Light Cruiser, then a little bit of a gap to Pretorius in 4th, who's overtaken OceanChief. OceanChief going to be struggling now on those soft tyres. He's got push all over the back of him.
This of course being a track that, especially in turn 1, is very harsh on track limits. It's like you really have to get it right, and I saw that that Speedy and Iceman both already have a warning, so this might play a huge role. Bascadini and Blindevik, they're all fighting, but Iceman might be going for a move on Speedy here.
He thought about it. He's turned his hybrid off though, so he's cruising into the hairpin. Jensen gets himself 3 seconds.
And cruising his push is on the inside of OceanChief, and OceanChief already tumbling down the order. Seems like his qualifying pace hasn't quite converted to race pace, or the pace of my game hasn't quite... it isn't quite too good because it's stopped.
Oh dear. Okay, well that's bad news. So yeah, Thimo has left the session, unfortunately, so he will be back as soon as he can rejoin. At the front though, Speedy from Icewind. Icewind putting pressure now on the back of that Toro Rosso. We know of course the tyre situation. Speedy's tyres a little bit older than Icewind's because he did those extra 2 laps in qualifying. Across the line they come, and yeah, you're mentioning about OceanChief. OceanChief really struggling on those soft tyres by the looks of things, and that honestly is to be expected because they fall off very, very quickly indeed.
Very quick though.
How's your game doing? Do you need another invite?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Okay. So Icewind on the back straight. Again, he's turned his hybrid off. He's conserving battery, which is very sensible of him. Slash LP now on the back of OceanChief as well. He will have gotten himself a warning for that at the hairpin. Will Slash LP cut the inside of the corner? No penalty just yet. Thimo mentioned that both Speedy and Icewind already have at least 1 warning. Elementrix, yeah, Thimo, you make Elementrix laugh so much that her stomach muscles hurt, so good work,
That's
Thimo.
wonderful.
Good work.
And this is me in a mode with a lightly sore throat, so, you know, when EGL is about to be on, you know what you have to prepare for.
So, Slash LP and Danny, we haven't mentioned about Danny. He started on the hard tyres, which might be good because he started outside the top 10, so he was able to put the hard tyres on and might be able to run deep into the race with those hard tyres. That's good work.
All these
Danny.
yellows, and they are for Blindevik, who spun in the last corners basically. Bailey Thompson up to P14. Blindevik, please don't rejoin into Curse, thank you. Curse had to take evasive action there. think it might have been just fine. Like Kurst had to extend the final 2 corners a bit because he was put off. But I don't think that will be on the Stewart review. I doubt.
Triton on the inside of Danny into the Mercedes curve. Triton cutting the inside of the corner, and Blindervink retires. Danny defending for now, but they've fallen off the back a little bit of Slash LP now because of that, so they'll have to make a little bit more ground up.
I also just checked on the race director, and I don't think it's a very surprising thing to say. Triton has got a warning on this lap, and I'm pretty sure it was that cut.
That was the warning, I'm sure. So,
which is unfortunate, and that might be another one. No, okay, he's good.
Don't know. Oh, what? Who is that? That's a back marker getting out of the way, is it?
Oh,
the other Toro Rosso. Oh, it's Blindervink.
Iceman screwed up turn 2. Iceman screwed up turn 2 and is now under
yeah,
attack.
I think he was forced wide by Blindervink's retired car, unfortunately for him, and yeah, he's lost P2 to Light Cruiser, so bad luck for Icewind. And Speedy making a little bit of a break now. He's out of DRS range of these two.
Slash LP is forcing his way past OceanChief, is he? They are side by side. Now OceanChief will probably have his nose a little bit ahead on to the Mercedes curve. Or Kurve, however you want to pronounce it. And yeah, he's held his ground for now. Still in P6. Light Cruiser runs a bit wide. I wish there was like an option to or that every flag was displayed in the timing towers, and also warnings would be nice to see there.
Yeah, that would certainly be nice, and yeah, the penalties as well.
There's other concerns, and that was certainly a cut for our Light Cruiser. For Icewind. Yeah, it was.
Danny having to defend from Jensen into turn 1 as Triton gets himself a 3-second penalty. Those warnings finally adding up.
Oh, cursed!
Oh,
cursed off in the Mercedes curve.
No, without a front wing as well, so something happened.
Maybe rear-ended someone, I don't know. And JJ is meanwhile getting adopted by aliens by the looks of it.
Oh, Icewind has passed Light Cruiser again.
Passed Light Cruiser again, yeah.
And Slash LP on OceanChief as well.
Oh! Rear-ending going on there, and Chris retires. OceanChief hit the back of Slash LP there. Was a bit unfortunate, but it looks like his end plates certainly are fine. I don't know if his wing is still complete. It was quite a hefty impact. Jensen is the obvious lurker. It's pretty safe to assume that Jensen is quicker than the 3 ahead of him in this battle group. You just wait for his time to shine to get past, and now he's got a really good run in OceanChief, but that's really not a spot where he can overtake.
Yeah, he's got Danny all over the back of him as well. This is a 5-car gaggle here.
Yeah. And to the inside, Triton has a little look on Slash LP there, just because of the difference in lines. Now Jensen closer to OceanChief than Danny to Jensen, but turn 1, I mean, if you take turn 1 a lot better than the car ahead of you, might rear-end them, so it's better to be careful. And now
OceanChief made a mistake.
Wide.
Yeah, so Jensen is passed finally.
Yeah, makes way.
He can set up.
I must say,
sorry, go on.
I'm pretty surprised with the lack of domination Speedy is showing right now. Like, Icewind can still hold his own against Speedy. He's very close. Maybe it's actually a tire problem or something. But Speedy's race pace doesn't look as juicy as I expected it to be.
Yeah, Icewind looking very fast indeed. He did do a lot of practice for this one. Both he and OceanChief did a lot of practice for this one. They spec'd out the strategies that they were going to go on. Icewind
Danny Cole! Wow! He was very sideways there.
Gets away with it. Yeah, he's been sideways a lot in this race. I've been watching him a little bit, and he's been struggling to control that car just a little bit. But yeah, Icewind did say to me before the race that he was thinking about doing a 2-stop, and I think that would be he gets 3 seconds unfortunately, so that's bad news for him. But yeah, I think the 1-stop is quite a bit better, certainly in his situation at the moment. You don't want to be trying to overtake people in this gaggle as Danny gets himself a penalty for running wide in turn 1.
And
OceanChief hitting.
Yeah, Jensen will most likely line up Slash LP for a pass now. He's already without DRS very close to him, but now with the DRS there's not really anything Slash can do. And wow, this is such a huge gap already. And Triton runs a bit wide, I would say, so Jensen's already on his back. So he's slicing his way through the order after having collided with Kurst on the opening lap. Maybe Kurst can tell us in chat or something what happened there. Maybe he is in chat. I kind of doubt it, but maybe. Because I would like to know what happened there.
Yeah, I didn't see exactly what happened to him. He had a couple of incidents in turn 1 that we did see, including the one with Bailey Thompson. But yeah, I didn't see what knocked him out of the race eventually. I wonder if he actually tried to crash intentionally. I hope not, for his sake, because he might get some penalty points for that. But maybe that's what happened. There's Jensen all over the back now of Triton. There's a few laps, or a few battles happening between these drivers. Slash LB gets 3 seconds, I think, for cutting turn 1. Jensen, though, the fastest lap of the race so far, as Triton gets it a little bit wrong into turn 2. And Jensen, I think, will be passed here. Down the straight, the parabolica towards the hairpin. So Jensen up to P6, and he's got a little bit of clear air to work with. And I mean, the top 6 in general are very, very strung out, as Danny side by side with Slash. Danny up the inside, and Danny does get that move done on the hard tyres as Lindevink departs us, unfortunately.
And Popo's really close to Slash. Sanos, into the Mercedes curve.
Nicely done.
Yeah,
Racing room
they are still
given.
side by side. It's not a job done now. Slash LP's got the inside, but Popo can carry the speed. He can carry the momentum. And does he opt out of it? No.
Yeah, good
Both
stuff.
try
It
their
was
best. Yeah, that
really
was
good
good.
racing by the both of them. Both keeping it clean, staying close to each other.
Yellows, but I don't know why. NJJ's left the session. I don't know. No car spin or
Don't know
anything.
if that's related. Yeah, it's
Probably because of NJJ or something. No, wait, he's been gone for long.
3 more seconds for Triton, who's trying to keep up with Jensen at the moment and hang on to the back of the Mercedes, hang on to the DRS.
What tires is OceanChief on? He's on hards. Yeah, he'll carry them to the end. When
Yeah.
I was talking about the one stop in qualifying, basically the thing I meant was, I mean, the alternative. I was always talking about a one stop, but of course both are one stops. You can also do softs to hards, but it's just not really good because you can't really benefit from the pace advantage. You can't really benefit with the softs dying so quickly and the hards being unbearable after like half their lifespan.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. You don't want to be doing that if you can avoid it. It's certainly slower than going medium to hards, but Ocean did get a little bit of a benefit from it. He qualified up the grid. He stayed out of trouble in the first few laps. He was overtaken a few times, but that's okay. Now on the fresh hard tyres, he can set about trying to catch people, beginning with Dead Pixel. As what happened there? Did Triton lag? Triton did lag.
No.
Screen freeze by the looks of it. Put him inside Danny's car for a second, but it's knocked him out of DRS range of Jensen, which is a big deal for him. As OceanChief does pass Dead Pixel. Dead Pixel on much worse tyres than the Chief.
Curse in chat now. They can tell us what happened with you and Jensen, because I don't know.
As Danny passing Triton on the outside into the hairpin. So yeah, Milosh saying that yoinked to Bailey and got himself damaged from that. Yeah, we did catch that on camera. It was unfortunate for both of you. There's Jensen now on the back of Push for P5. So Jensen does have pace, but got knocked down the order a little bit early on and is struggling to recover from that. On board now with the Mercedes. It's Push directly in front of us in P5. And we're getting towards the sort of time when people are going to be starting to think about making their one and only pit stop, putting on the hard tyres, but I don't think we're quite there yet, so we've got a few laps before then.
Wait, has Popo game up? Oh my god. Nothing really race related, but I think Popo Gamer actually spent $1.50 for a custom helmet.
Wow.
Wow.
So, there we go. Popo's a big
Oh,
spender.
Triton!
Oh, Triton, no!
Triton is gone!
Oh, Triton.
Oh no!
Yeah, the two McLarens running in formation, but Triton unfortunately dropping it on the exit of turn 2, so he's got a lot of work to do from there. Was having a good race. Now it's fallen apart just a little bit. He can still get back though. He's still in a points paying position at the moment. Got himself a little bit of clear air to hopefully make up some time. We have Jensen has got the pass done on push. I think we saw the beginning of that. I think it was into the hairpin. So Jensen now chasing after Pretorius up front. They got 1.6 seconds as they come through to start lap 14, and I think we're only a couple of laps away now from the first pit stops. In fact, as I say that, Light Cruiser and Pretorius both diving into the pits. So these are the first of the scheduled pit stops for the medium runners. Light Cruiser will put the hard tyres on, so will Pretorius. And they come out, and Triton pits as well. He's going to do the same thing. And they come out in a lot of clear air, so that's good news for them. Light Cruiser's got 5.5 seconds in front of him on those fresh hard tyres. Slash LP and Popo Gamer are their target. Slash having a think about a move into the hairpin, not close enough though.
Jensen is 11 seconds off the lead.
As Danico outbreaks himself into the Mercedes corner and hits the back of Danico. I think he got away with it without damage, but you don't want to be doing that.
Oh, wow.
Danny, my goodness.
That's his... oh, wow. Almost hit the barrier there.
Yeah, he did. Very nearly hit the wall.
Yeah, his mandatory tank slap of oversteer. What I was about to say is Jensen is 11 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, and speaking of the leaders, they are
was
pitting.
it more after he spun?
I don't know, you might be right though. There is a little bit of an advantage coming through because, yeah, I mean, but equally you get DRS and it's very easy to overtake here, so it's not such a disadvantage coming through traffic. Jensen does decide to pit though. So beginning of lap 15, Jensen into the pits. He's going to put the hard tyres on. Most of the field doing that, and Icewind is going for the 2-stop. He's put the medium tyre on for this second part of the race, so he's decided that a Speedy is going to come under pressure here from Popo Gamer, who I think sensibly decides to stay behind on the much older tyres. But yeah, Icewind on the 2-stop then, so he's going to go medium, soft. And we'll see how that works out for him. We'll see how much ground he's able to make up on those medium tyres, because he's going to need to put a real shift in and probably overtake Speedy if he wants to get a good result here.
Is Push chasing Danico, or has Danico just overtaken Push?
I think these guys have been running together for a little while. I think, it's Push getting it all wrong on the entry to the final couple of corners. He's going to go another lap on those mediums. Those mediums going to be struggling just a little bit now. Popo, in fact he's the last driver, is Push on those mediums from the start of the race. Popo decides to come into the pit lane, so he will put on the hard tyres as well.
Yeah, that would have been the perfect moment for a very good high quality pun about over pushing. but I guess I missed my shot. Speedy coming up to their backs already, so he's basically a pit stop ahead of him.
Yeah, pretty much. Beginning of lap 16, Pixel gets himself 3
so
seconds.
much in the braking zone.
Yeah, with those fresh tyres, certainly. I mean, Push's tyres are going to be absolutely dead at this point.
They're just waiting for him to pull the plug at this point. And now Speedy almost locking up into his back. Look how, I don't know if you saw that, but that was very brave. He's just taking his normal braking point and barely missed his push, but it was all fine.
Yeah, he did get away with it. He's being held up here though a lot. Icewind is going to be catching.
But just because of the high... Oh wow, he's looking to the inside out of the Zax.
Oh, this isn't very sensible. No need to do this. He's pitting at the end of this lap and he spins! Oh.
And now Icewind will take his shot! Icewind right on the back of Speedy! Open DRS for both of them. Running towards turn 1. Can Icewind take it? No, he can't. But that's basically what I meant. It's very dangerous to run right behind someone into turn 1.
Yeah, well, you are absolutely right. I mean, Icewind now is going to be all over the back of Speedy.
Yeah.
I think Speedy is going to be doing everything he can to hold Icewind back, but that's not going to be very much.
Yeah, that's a done job, to be honest. Well, I mean, he could have been more patient there. I'm pretty sure he left push no room at all. I'm pretty sure now maybe he can get the jump back on Icewind. It's like, I would call a 50-50 on push versus Speedy there, but I've only seen it once.
Yeah, well, I think they both were right on the limits in terms of leaving each other room, and that was why there was a little bit of contact.
Wait, did push pit?
Push pitted, yeah, he was pitting anyway at the end of that lap.
Oh no. Oh, that makes it even... Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
no.
it was not smart from Speedy, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
He was...
like, I mean, that's the sort of stuff Mark Harrison Ford would tell you after he cheekily spectated your iRacing race.
I don't do things like that. Actually, I do things like that, never mind. As Bascodinho runs wide in the entry to the stadium section, that lets push past, but Popo not past just yet. Triton's managed to catch up back up to the back of Popo Gamer, which is impressive given that he was a few seconds off just after he spun. Obviously got some pace in that McLaren.
The penalty situation at the front, we've got Speedy is closing in on Icewind. We've got Speedy with 2 warnings and Icewind with 5 warnings, 2 warnings and a penalty.
Yeah,
whichever way you prefer. So he's probably... I mean, Icewind has to be really careful, and I feel like track limits have kind of been his Achilles heel. He's always got
three wide, into the hairpin here. 2 McLarens and a Williams. Wow. As Triton, but wisely, I think, decides to back out of that one. Popo does get the pass done on Bascodinho. Triton has to wait for another day, though, unfortunately, so I think he's going to lose touch again with his teammate. Icewind now on the back of Danny for the lead of the race as they go through the last couple of corners. Icewind running very wide there in the penultimate corner. You don't get too much of a penalty for that in F1 2019, at least. There's no drag strip skating rink in this game.
Yeah, and now I'm pretty sure that's a done move for Icewind on Danny Cohn. It will also protect him from potential attacks that Speedy might pull off, and Danny Cohn might even put a gap between the two net leaders of the race, because Speedy has not made the jump, but Icewind has. So maybe this is an opportunity for Icewind to break free of Speedy. I must say, even if Icewind doesn't win this race, he's having an outstanding performance, or he's doing an outstanding job.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's gonna. I mean, it's a little bit deceptive, but he's only 4 laps into this stint, so he might be able to pull out enough of a gap here to get himself a pretty good result. It is reasonably fast. The medium soft. It's always hitting the back of Danico is Speedy there again.
Oh no!
Just not being patient in traffic, and Speedy losing a little bit more time there because had to get out of the throttle.
Icewind gets the penalty.
Icewind with 3 more seconds.
Between the 2 of them, but Speedy, I mean, I'm pretty sure Speedy will probably get another one. But Icewind, it's just his Achilles heel. I mean, I've raced him a bit on occasion, OCR and to Sorel, and I find that every time I've got him ahead of myself, I think to myself, well, he probably will pick up at least 3 seconds. So I might be just fine here. Not meant to throw shade at him, but he's always trying to maximize his pace and picks up some off tracks in the process.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. He's trying his hardest at the moment to get himself a gap over Speedy, but that gap not really growing this lap. So Speedy obviously got some very good pace. Both of them are now just over 5 seconds ahead of Light Cruiser in 3rd, and then 2 seconds behind Light Cruiser is this battle between Jensen and Pretorius. I think Jensen's just overtaken Pretorius a lap or so ago. So he's going to be looking to pull away. Maybe Pretorius can hang in his DRS, get himself a little bit of free straight line speed. There's the penalty you were talking about for Speedy.
Yeah.
So 3 seconds for him.
If Icewind can keep the pace up, he's on... Wait, let me check the tyres. That's not it. I am very proficient in this interface. Yeah, if he can use that tyre compound difference to his advantage, he might be able to stretch that gap to 3 seconds, and if he doesn't go off track more than 2 times while doing that, he might actually be able to claim a victory here. Would be very good to see for him. He's got 2 podiums already. It's up in, I think, Bahrain, and another one I don't know about. Let me quickly Canada.
Yeah,
So,
I think the race win is a tall order for him, to be completely honest. Oh, Bailey spins on the exit of the hairpin just in front of OceanChief. Does a very elegant 360 to get facing the right way again, but he's lost a few seconds from that. So Bailey, unfortunately, it's not his race today. But
yeah, it really isn't.
But yeah, I think the race win is a tall order for him. But certainly, I think he could maybe be looking even at Light Cruiser for P2, because they are extending that gap pretty quickly, and he'll have those few laps on the softs at the end of the race, which will be very fast.
Who will?
Icewind.
Bailey. No,
Icewind, yeah.
Oh, he'll pit again.
Yeah. He's pitting again because he's used 2 sets of mediums, so he has to pit on something else. He has to put on another set of tyres because otherwise.
I did not think of that.
Yeah, no, we said he's definitely on a 2-stop. I said that when he pitted. So
that's
he's got a lot of work to do. He's in a reasonably good position to do it. He's going to be fast on those mediums, and he's going to be fast on the softs at the end of the race. But yeah, it's I think he's certainly ahead of Danny, if all else being equal at the moment. Because
I mean, I clearly knew that. Because
he'll have those softs at the end of the race.
Well, I don't think that's a good call, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it probably is slower than going mediums to hard, as Light Cruiser now struggling to stay ahead of Jensen. This is a real battle for position. This is effectively for second place and net second place, because Icewind obviously will have to pit again. Pretorius as well is on the back of this group and is going to be maybe not quite fast enough. Oh, he gets 3 seconds as I say that. Maybe not quite fast enough for Jensen, but certainly his pace is comparable to Light Cruiser, so it'll be interesting to see whether he can get on the back of that Williams and maybe make something happen. Jensen, I think, is going to go past here, though.
Yeah, you will. I am pretty sure Jensen puts a bit of a Light Cruiser puts a bit of a squeeze on him, but nothing dangerous, and that is a clean move done. Although Light Cruiser gets a decent run, but no, he's not alongside enough. Tucks in behind. P4 for Light Cruiser will be P3, I'm pretty sure. Even though that was a very good run. Wow, I didn't see that coming, but goes off track.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I didn't see it coming, because I didn't think he would be able to pull it off. Turns out I was right for once.
Yeah, he certainly braked too late, and he's got Pretorius all over the back of him now as they go into the stadium section, so he's got a little bit of work to do to hold off the Renault, and I think he's going to be out of Jensen's DRS as well, so he's not going to have that to protect him either.
It would have been a flashy move. I watched that onboard from Pretorius and thought, oh wow. I think it's really a shame that Icewind made this strategy call, because, I mean, it is clearly slower, I'm pretty sure. In the first stint he was kind of holding on to Speedy, and both were on mediums, right? So
yeah, that's right.
So maybe if he was on hards now, he would be right about where Jensen Light Cruiser are. And I kind of
something like that. I mean, he's gonna. I don't actually think he's got enough of a gap here to think about catching this trio, which is unfortunate. He's going to have 6 laps or so, well, 7 or 8 probably laps or so at the end of the race, where he's going to be quite significantly faster than these guys, maybe even a couple of seconds a lap. So maybe he can get close enough.
I'll check the penalties. Maybe. Well, I mean, Oh wow, so Jensen picked up a whole penalty in the first 3 laps and now he's sitting on 1 warning only, so he improved in that regard. Light Cruiser sitting at 2 warnings and nothing else, and a penalty but nothing else for Pretorius, so Jensen, it's looking very meh for Iceman, to be honest, and this would have kind of been the shot for him to get a very good result because of...
I'm not sure it's over yet. Like he's got 10 seconds on Jensen at the moment, which he's going to lose 20 in the pit stop. But if he pits now, he comes out 10 seconds behind. Is he 10 seconds faster between now and the end of the race? Probably not, but it's close, I think.
But he also has 3 seconds of time penalties more,
Yeah,
and
he
even
does.
6 more than Light Cruiser, so...
Yeah, that's true.
I honestly don't see it happening, and it's a shame because Bailey is out of the... Well, Bailey's out of the picture, Astro Boys has a race ban, Jensen crashed on lap 1, so that hampered his race, even though he's still running very far up the order in P3. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's his call, and if he feels more comfortable with that, then that's that. Do you... there's no chance he can stretch these tires for 20 laps. No, there's
Icewind.
no...
Well, he's disqualified if he does because he's not used any other
Oh,
compound.
right!
So yeah, he can't do that, definitely.
I'm very quick with my mind today.
Now we've lost Dead Pixel. I don't know if his game crashed again. It's really unfortunate if it did. Something. Oh, I was going to say something that we should monitor is Light Cruiser, because if he stays within 3 seconds of Jensen, he's going to be ahead of him. As I was about to say that, he gets himself 3 seconds of penalty, so they have the same number of penalties now, Jensen and Light Cruiser. In fact, all 3 of these guys have the same number of penalties. So this is a straight fight for P3. Icewind is still pulling away just a little bit, but only a little bit. A few tenths per lap. He'll be pitting very soon to put on the soft tyres to go to the end of the race.
Yeah. I expected Jensen to break away from this group because for a good chunk of this, I think like 10 laps or something, I'm pretty sure he was the quickest car on the grid, considering he's on hards. Like Icewind was faster, but Icewind was in mediums, and Jensen actually closed the gap to Speedy slowly but surely. Now the others have hooked onto him, and they will not let go by the looks of it.
Well,
so we might have got a good fight till the end of the race on our hands.
Yeah, they're getting that sweet free lap time from the DRS. As long as you can stay there, as long as you can stay within a second, the other guy has to try very hard to shake you off, and Light Cruiser is close enough here that he might even be thinking down to the hairpin about overtaking Jensen. He's turned his hybrid up all the way, he's got the DRS, he's going to have a little bit of slipstream. Jensen knows what's coming, goes to the inside to defend. Light Cruiser, I think, is going to go to the outside. Into the hairpin they go. Who can brake later? Jensen does park it on the apex, very nicely done. And he keeps that position for the time being. But I think this is going to be a real battle towards the end of this race.
One thing I actually didn't know is that the two of them know each other from other places as well, because Light Cruiser is actually driving in the Netherlands Race Stars League that Jensen is an admin of. So they've actually fought there in the past, but I don't know if Light Cruiser has always been there or if he just joined because he knew Jensen from SLR.
Okay, that's really cool, because yeah, the Netherlands League is something that Jensen talks a lot about. That's the league he is admin of. It's only Dutch drivers that can drive there, unfortunately, but there's one or two that are very fast indeed. And yeah, Light Cruiser has really stepped up this season, I think. And he's giving Jensen himself a run for his money now. It's going to be I was going to say, this is going to be a 6-lap stint for Icewind at the end of the race, as well as once again Jensen has to cover off Light Cruiser into the hairpin. This time he does the switcheroo.
A really slow exit.
Yep, it was, but just about fast enough. So yeah, Jensen going to have to defend, I think, into the Mercedes curve as well as they go. And yeah, he does cover the inside. This is losing him time though. Not that that particularly matters. I don't think they're fighting anyone else. And I assume, as they come into the stadium section, I assume we're going to see Icewind dive into the pits here to put on these soft tyres. We are. So in he comes. He's going to come out, I would think, somewhere around where Danny is. So we'll keep an eye on that. He should be able to pass Danny if he's behind with absolutely no problem at all. But certainly it's a reasonable gap between him and between Danny and Pretorius in what is now 4th place. Icewind does come out quite a way ahead of Danny actually, so he's only actually 5.5 behind those guys in front. So I don't know. I think he's going to get to the back of them and probably overtake them. Certainly if they battle, which they are, as Jensen again covers the inside. Light Cruiser goes very deep in this time. Got very sideways on the exit, and Pretorius having a think about it as well. They're going to be side by side as they head up towards the Mercedes curve. Jensen has to cover the inside. In doing so, he gives the slipstream to Pretorius. Pretorius on the outside, and looking on the inside is Light Cruiser. Good racing between the three of them. And Jensen once again keeps the position. Oh, and Light Cruiser spins!
Light Cruiser's gone!
Oh, Light Cruiser. We were singing his praises. Oh, don't drive too far in the wrong direction. You'll get disqualified. He doesn't get disqualified, thankfully. But he loses that 3rd place, unfortunately, 4th place, unfortunately for him.
Light Cruiser Iceman actually a lot closer to them than I thought.
Yeah, me too. He didn't lose that much time in the pit stop at all. It's only, 16 seconds or so that you lose by the looks of things in the pits.
That's very short. That's shorter than Canada.
It's really short. So Icewind now has got to really put on a charge, and Pretorius and Jensen I think are going to be battling for that 2nd place, and that might just help Icewind. He's 3 seconds in deficit to the two of them in terms of penalties.
Yep.
And yet Pretorius has taken P2 into the hairpin, so good stuff from him, biding his time and taking Jensen.
Maybe there's actually a reason why I'm not consulted for strategies. It looks like it's going to turn out fine for Icewind. He'll be on their right on their backs, but the penalties might come back to bite him, to be honest. But in theory, this is going to be. He's actually with his 1-lap-old soft tires against these 15 and 16-lap-old tarts. It's like bringing
I'm just looking at the gap
to a knife fight.
Out of the pits, he was 5.5 seconds out of the pits a lap and a half ago, nearly 2 laps ago. He's now 2.1 seconds behind. He's gained 2 seconds per lap for each of the last 2 laps. He's got them well within his sights now. Fastest lap of the race, as you would expect. 1 minute 12.8 from Icewind. He is pushing for all he is worth, and he's going to try everything he can to get to the back of these two, as in front.
Let's get sideways.
And he lost a lot of time there to Jensen, and there must have been some contact. Don't know if he got any damage from it. It looks like he's got his front wing intact, but all of that is only helping Icewind get onto the back of these guys. Pretorius covers the inside. Jensen trying to go around the outside, a long way around the outside in the hairpin. He doesn't quite manage to do it. Tucks back in for what little slipstream there is, moves to the outside. And again, nothing doing. Doing the switchback, or maybe he's got the switchback. He does have the switchback. Very nicely done. Still side by side, and he does have the position into the stadium section. Good stuff from Jensen.
Yeah, now, if there was some wacky graphics that could show us the overtake difficulty for Icewind on Pretorius and Jensen, I would rate it a green out of 10, to be honest. And I mean, I was about to build up that joke with much more depth, but Icewind made it very hard for me because he's already on the backs.
Yeah, well,
my joke.
The other thing is,
the party.
he's losing time here because he was behind them in the stadium section, and he doesn't have a particular straight line speed advantage, so he's not actually going to be that easy. Yeah, and he made a mess of turn 2 as well, so it's not going to be that easy for him. Pretorius is going to have DRS.
Exactly. But still, I think maybe Pretorius should be... Pretorius is definitely in striking range, and here comes green out of 10. Never mind, it doesn't. He does not send it, he does a Bottas.
Yeah, really needed to send that on the much better soft tyres. You can brake a lot later. Instead, I think he's going to be another lap behind them.
I would have done that. That's not a good sign. if you do the same I would do. So, I don't know, man. Has Danica even got a penalty? Because if not, then Icewind is actually in trouble.
I believe Danny does
Yeah,
have a
he
penalty.
does, he
Yeah,
does, he
I think he
does, yeah.
does. So I
The
think he's
result we
alright,
have-
but yeah, he can't get this move done, Icewind. It's
This is not good. This will not be enough. Now he really has to get Pretorius, and I don't know why he didn't send it there. Like, what could have happened? Apart from crash and disaster, of course. Now,
Yeah,
please stay close to Pretorius here. You need to get him. Oh, that's not a good run, is it?
again, he made a complete mess of turn 1. I wonder if he's on 2 warnings or something, because he's very, very cautious through there. He did get a good run out there, though. So maybe this time he can have a look into the hairpin. If he gets close enough, he absolutely has to send it.
This time Pretorius is also closer to Jensen.
Oh,
so he slips
they're going to be
away
too
of
wide,
him.
though. Oh,
That's
Pretorius
not
on
good,
the
but
inside.
Pretorius going for the naughty move. Maybe they will give each other trouble, and they do. So Icewind takes 1, Icewind takes 2. Potentially, they are still side by side towards the Mercedes curve, and now Icewind is through into P2, and now he has to get 3 seconds. He has to break loose of them. Get away there, boy.
Yeah.
That was absolutely what had to happen for him. Pretorius really cannot hold on to him. Look at this. Look at the superiority of the grip. But I doubt that is 3 seconds. To
I
be completely
don't
honest.
know about
I
3
think
seconds,
he threw
yeah.
it away by not throwing himself into the hairpin on the last lap, or on lap 32.
On the previous lap, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Speedy starts his last lap. He's going to win the race. Fantastic drive from Speedy. We haven't mentioned him very much. He's been by himself. Icewind, though, is on a mission. He needs 3 seconds. Jensen gets 3 seconds. Oh, Jensen.
Oh, wow, so that's P3 for Icewind.
It's at least P3 at the moment. He needs 2 more seconds over Pretorius, or he needs Pretorius to get another penalty. We're going to see what happens
Pretorius will get
between these
DRS,
2
won't he?
behind.
Yes, he will.
Yeah,
And that's bad.
but Jensen also has DRS, and Jensen has a little bit of slipstream as well, so he's going to be on the back of Pretorius. Pretorius covers the inside, Jensen to the outside into the hairpin. This is the last lap of the race.
Oh, and they make a bit of contact, and Pretorius will be very unhappy about that, but it was fine. But technically, Jensen is doing the job for Icewind right now, but not enough. Icewind can't break free of him.
Yeah, no, there's definitely, and those tyres will be struggling a little bit now for Icewind as well, even just the 6 laps or so.
Then Jensen goes off track, and they collide a bit, but no one goes off. That could have been disastrous. And
we have
got
Speedy.
yellows, but I don't know why.
We have Speedy crossing the line to win the race. Fantastic drive from Speedy.
Great drive. But anything happening? No, it is 2 seconds.
2 seconds is
second
not
is
enough.
lacking.
Oh, he's almost pushing him around the
Oh,
last
wow,
corner.
half a second, 4/10, and it is P2 for Pretorius, P3 for Icewind, P4 for Jensen.
It was
P5
close.
for Danny Coe.
It was
Clyde
very
Cruiser.
close. It was 3/10 of a
wow,
second
what a
at the end of the race. Icewind
Triton
on the
passes
podium.
Popo. What's happened to Popo? Popo spun, I think. Or
I think he
something,
did as
because-
well. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Oh no. Triton comes down, P7. P8 goes to either Popo or Push. Penalties, I don't know. Oh, Push goes to P7.
And Popo,
OceanChief.
well, Popo will be really ruining that because he finished 0.08 of a second behind Triton because of the Triton's penalty situation. OceanChief crossing the line and getting himself a single point.
Of course
He'll
it
be
is.
happy with his point.
Bailey Thompson, not his best day. It's just... Like, I mean, this is his Achilles heel. There's no real doubts about it. He's super quick. It's just that he gets into incidents, and even though they might not necessarily be his fault, it's just you kind of have to have that sense for where you can fight, where you can't, when it's reasonable to take risks, when it's not. But I think as soon as he figures that out, he will be like an even more unstoppable force. For now, it didn't work, but in the future, Bailey Thompson's very menacing to other drivers. Not menacing enough today, though. Speedy, after a fantastic drive that was fairly quiet after Icewind had pitted, takes victory. And what a drive.
So Speedy, once again, victorious. Really good drive from Speedy. He has really stepped it up this season, putting in some excellent performances. Pretorius P2, 9.5 seconds behind. Very good drive from Pretorius. A little bit of a battle there at the end with Jensen, but ended ending up on top, excuse me. And Icewind with that podium on the two-stop, the only person in the race, I think, intentionally to two-stop. Bailey did 2 stops, but I think one of them was to fix his wing. And Dead Pixel obviously did 3, but he had all sorts of problems with either connection or game crashing or something. So unfortunate for Pixel, but really good drive. I guess we have to give driver of the day, don't we? Who are we going to give driver of the day to? I wonder.
I have no idea.
I kind of want to give it to Icewind. I think that was a fantastic drive from Icewind.
Yeah, he would have been, I guess, my first pick as well. Speedy of course had a good drive. Icewind with the unconventional strategy. I think he just slightly, I think he lost it in the second way he didn't send it in the hairpin. It was a gentleman thing not to send it there, but 2 laps from the end when you know you have to you have to break loose with 3 seconds. You don't do gentleman things. He did, and I guess it cost him P2 in the end, but still P3 is a great result.
Well, yeah,
him.
I mean, he might not have known, of course, exactly what the situation was.
Maybe, yeah.
But,
we of course have the we of course are all-knowing.
Yeah, we know what the penalty situation is. He won't necessarily know what the penalty situation is, but certainly it was an excellent drive from Icewind. So yeah, I think he's going to be our driver of the day today.
Yeah, I think that
the
sounds about
unconventional
right. Yeah.
strategy. So congratulations to Icewind. Does anyone want to talk to us? That is the other question. We've got. Let's have a look. So we're in the 2SRL lobby, which isn't all that helpful. But if you do want to talk to us, let us know. Pop yourself in the gentleman's lounge. There's Gloomy. Yeah, should we do the big switcheroo?
Oh yeah.
I think Icewind's come in here. Is he? Yeah, he has. All right. Let's drag Icewind in here. Then here he is, Mr. Icewind. A podium for you. Very good drive, sir.
Hello, I don't even know what to say.
Well, we were following those last few laps.
It went better than expected, but
it went very well.
Oh my god,
I'm
an ocean of sweat at the moment, though. Yep. I don't even know where to start, to be honest, because I was actually gonna go medium to hard, but then I just figured I'll try something else.
Well,
because,
let's talk about the strategy, because I know we talked a little bit earlier today about it.
Yeah.
You said that you'd done testing and you thought 2-stop was very good.
Yeah, it was at least very good for me, because I tried. I'm not so confident on the hards, so I think I would not have been able to match those guys on hards.
Yeah, you certainly were on the mediums. And I mean, what were you thinking sort of halfway through that race? It looked like it was going to be a little bit difficult for you, because you didn't really have a gap over Speedy, and the others were only a few seconds behind, so it was looking difficult at that point.
Yeah, I was thinking that I might be able to get them, but I had those penalties, so after I had committed to the 2-stop, I just decided to try and push all the way, and yeah, the softs were very quick at the end, of course, because I think I caught the people by 2 or 3 seconds a lap there.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, we kept a close eye on that.
I don't know how I actually got P3, because I was pretty sure that I would have had penalties that dropped me to P4, but I guess Jensen picked up a penalty.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, Jensen got a penalty. Was it the last lap? Or was it maybe the lap before the last lap?
It was, I think, 2 laps from the end. And it was 2 laps from the end, and then he decided to fight Pretorius, which almost gave you P2.
Yeah, I'm not too happy about my first 2 stints, but let's say the end with the soft was really about as good as it gets. Oh, I don't know. Overall, I think I'll just be quiet for the rest of the weekend or something.
Are you driving tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, fantastic. That'll be good.
I don't know what strategy I'll do, though, because I think for me they're really close to each other anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think it just should. I mean, the group think that like the whole grid went for the 1-stop, and basically everybody qualified on the mediums, aside from a few people who I guess thought they could get some free positions if they went for the softs. which
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone was fixated on the one stop, and yeah, good on you for showing us that one stop isn't the only strategy. I think two stop is, I mean, because it wasn't so strong it hasn't been so strong in the last
Yep.
couple of games.
Yep.
People haven't tended to do it, but I think it is quite a bit stronger this year. I think because of the degradation rates being higher, because I mean, basically because of that, I think it's quite a bit stronger.
And I think it's also a little bit dependent on the track, or a lot dependent on the track, obviously.
Mm.
But I don't know. I just decided to go for that because I felt so much better so much more confident on the mediums than I did on the hards. So and I kind of saw that I have the gap to do that, and I wouldn't be stuck in traffic or something. So yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. It was very smart. We got some standings after the race. Dead Pixel has posted those to me, so I'm going to put those on the stream if I can figure out how to do that. Tier 1 standings. There we go. Let's put that on there.
Yeah, Triton's 1860 back actually was the reason he spun. So I suppose that's out of turn 2. I think that's when he spun. So yeah, unlucky. I don't know.
Really unlucky.
I thought he had a high quality wheel, like a Fanatec.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened in the background. I was kind of just, tunnel visioning my own race, like lap after lap after lap, and just trying to keep it up. But yeah, I don't know. It's the first race this season that I actually don't F up, or let's not say the bad word on stream because OceanChief will be mad. But
Yeah, OceanChief doesn't like bad words.
Oh wait,
That's
am I?
true.
What have I been looking at? I thought you had. Wait a second.
What's up, Timo?
Oh my god, I'm literally the most intelligent person on this planet. I said Iceland had already got 2 podiums, and guess what I looked at?
Oh no.
2
You're looking at
SLR
the two SRL
standings.
standings. There you go. Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
it didn't occur to me that maybe the standings I am on are not the ones. Oh wow. Okay, yeah, then congrats for the first podium in the season. I thought you already had to, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
Thank
it's been the case. I think it's been the case usually this season that on the Saturday in SLR you
Yeah.
have some sort of incident and crash, and then on the
Yeah.
Sunday you come out all guns blazing and you're competing right at the front in 2 SRL. Now that you've done that in SLR instead of 2 SRL, are you gonna crash in 2 SRL tomorrow?
Well, we'll see. I hope not, but we'll see. I think I have a pretty decent setup for this track anyway, so I'm quite confident on this setup, and
Yeah, no, it certainly seems like it.
I don't even know. I'll just be quiet from now on. I'm just happy to finally get a result.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic drive and a fantastic result. Just looking at the standings, we got Speedy, who's been very consistent all season. His worst result is 4th, which is incredible.
Oh no.
Can I
Poor
just pip in to say congrats to the other guys ahead of me as well. So BD and Pretorius on the podium.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, Pretorius with his 2nd place. That's his 3rd podium in, well, I was going to say 4 races, but really it's his last 3 races because he didn't start the other one. So Pretorius putting in a really good shift as well, very consistent. And Bailey...
I'll upload my race on YouTube, by the way.
Yeah, we'll certainly look out for that because it's always worth watching. Did you have the team chat and Wimpy as crew chief?
Yeah, it's Wimpy, and there was a few other people there as well, I think.
Oh,
Like Danny
fantastic.
and Chief and Pretorius as well.
Nice.
You can hear
That's,
some chatter.
Yeah, that would be good. I always enjoy hearing you guys.
Yep.
Jensen in chat saying Milosh. Oh, Milosh. Oh dear. I think you've upset Jensen.
Let's fight this out.
Yeah, Jensen with some bad luck today, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
not a great result for him. But yeah, Pretorius 2nd in the championship. Bailey still 3rd in the championship after what was a pretty scrappy race from him. Again, Milosh had something to do with that on lap 1. but not everything to do with that, because there were some things that happened afterwards as well.
Can I drop one thing out there, by the way? If anybody from who drove in this lobby, could you give some feedback if it was okay or something? Because it was my first time hosting a
Oh, were you hosting?
league
Okay.
race. Yeah, so because we decided to try it, I have a pretty decent rig and a pretty decent internet connection, so
Okay, well that's
decided
good.
to
Yeah.
try and minimize all of that anyway.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And no real problem. We had NJJ lagging earlier in the race, we saw, but other than that, I
Yeah.
didn't see any real problems. So fingers crossed, we might have found a host with stable internet and a good computer. So that's really good.
Yep, let's hope so. Now that I've said this, I gotta, knock on wood.
Yeah, absolutely. It's never quite know with these things, but hopefully that's the case. So there are the standings, and we gave you driver of the day as well, by the way, Icewind. I don't know if you knew that, but
No, I
you
didn't.
you are our driver of the day. So congratulations.
Well, thank you. I don't even know what to say about that. I'm just happy for once in my life.
Yeah, no, you drove really well. So I think that probably, unless anyone desperately wants to talk to us, I think that probably wraps things up for Tier 1. It's been a fun one today. Lots of incident, lots of action on track, and Icewind strategy livening things up a little bit for us at the end of the race, which is always good. But I think that wraps up this broadcast. Of course, we got 2 SRL tomorrow. Join us for that. Icewind will be on track.
It's gonna be a good one.
With the two of us as well, with me and Thimo in the Williamses, and Bance in the McLaren.
The OP
and
Williamses.
The OP, yeah, absolutely. The OP Williamses. Speedy in the very slow Mercedes. Yeah, despite that, he's won how many of his last races? Quite a few of his last races.
All but France.
All but
Yeah.
all but France. Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't sound like domination at all. It's just a Mercedes cosplay.
Only a tiny bit depressing.
Yeah, well, no, he's Speedy's
No,
a very
no.
fast boy.
And he's a really good driver as well. I have
Yep.
nothing but respect for that guy.
No,
On track.
absolutely. It's,
On track.
I don't think he meant it like that.
I know, but
Yeah.
it sounded.
Well, maybe you can get write an article about that, Thimo or something.
Oh, I will totally. Like, Icewind hates Speedy confirmed.
Yeah.
I think
okay,
that'd be good
that's how
for,
it is then.
well, I think that's
Yeah.
that's our Drive to Survive episode sorted out for
Exactly.
the SLR
That's
series.
yeah. I mean, also the Drive to Survive series for be glorious. I mean, we'll talk about the fascinating rivalry between that Bance and OceanChief, and all of that. So that will be great. It's just we're not making up stories; they happen. So if you would like to insult Speedy, so we can print that in the Garage Gossip, then please go ahead.
In the
Okay,
absence of that,
Now
we'll,
I'm just rambling for.
That's okay.
On that note.
On that note, indeed, on that note, there we go. That will do us for today, and of course, we got next week as well. Where are we next week? We're at Hungary.
Yeah.
Hungary, that'll be fun. I like Hungary. That's a fun track. I don't think you like it very much, Icewind.
I don't know really, but I the problem for next week will be that I will not have a lot of practice because I'm in Austria for the entire week and I come back late Friday night, so I don't know. I guess I'll race without practice then.
Yeah, well, you're in Austria for the week, and then the F1 circus goes to Hungary, so that's almost the same place. They used to be the same country.
Yep.
That's,
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll what was I going to say? There was something else I was going to say, and I've forgotten. I've totally forgotten what it was. I was going to mention something. I'll figure it out. I'll put it on the Discord if it's important. It's probably not important. But
That's probably
thanks.
my final thoughts.
It wasn't your final. I'll ask you for final thoughts though, because because yeah,
but
that's a
you, I
tradition.
don't think you have time for that. I mean,
Oh,
there was
okay.
this one thing there that you know, the important one.
The very
you know,
important one, yeah.
just to shut off the stream. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right, thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next time.